Hello, everyone. My name is Claire Rumore, and I am co-director and senior faculty member at the Shakti Shiva Academy. And I am so excited to be here today with Cavalher. Cavalher is a teacher, a speaker, an author, truly an artist of all things in the psychological realm, in the spoken word realm, the written word realm. You are an amazing human being. And I'm really glad to know you and to be here with you. And I thought we'd take a little bit of time today to introduce you and to introduce the topic of the masterclass that you're going to be offering at Shakti Shiva on July 24th. And so first things first, let's talk about you as a professional. If you would like to give us a snapshot of what you're up to in the world, because certainly it's very interesting in the realms of psyche, psychology, even shadow work. So I hand it over to you.
Thank you very much for having me. Well, I am very passionate about the mind in all its aspects, in many levels and layers. This has been a passion for over 20 years now, so I have walked a little path. And the regions I explore the most are the ego, the conscious part of ourselves. It's a definition a little different compared to the usual definitions. Also, there is one level deeper, the unconscious mind that I usually call 4D, but I also researched and discovered a new perspective about one level deeper than the unconscious mind. That is the pneumatic mind, or a fifth dimensional part of the psyche, or even below the psyche, that I call pneumatic. And one thing that makes me really passionate about all this is that when you explore the psyche and the levels below, you are always finding more about yourself. It always makes you transcend limits. And that made me passionate about transcending limits. This is what I do.
Yeah, certainly you've done that personally. And then more so, and I guess in the past 20 years, you're doing that professionally. And I want to point out for people viewing the video, you have as your name, Cavalher, 40 years old, because few people believe that you're actually 40 years old. You've transcended the limits of aging. And I think that's awesome. But yeah, it's really cool how you are now transcending limits and this understanding of the 3D, 4D, 5D ego into professional offerings and results, as well as a book. Yeah.
Yes, true. Well, I have put this 40 years old here because I saw that people not often would take me seriously because of the way I look. But I have been working with clients for over 20 years now. My creation is a little bit more recent because in the first 10 years, I was dealing with the consciousness and the unconscious mind only. And then only after that, I moved into the pneumatic reality, one level deeper. But what I do professionally is that I help people and professionals, particularly, to use the images present in their unconscious minds and pneumatic minds to realize what they envision for their lives, careers, and businesses. So we all have lots of images present in our dreams. And most people look at dreams and they say, I have had this dream, but it was only a dream, not important.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, just that. It's just like a funny joke sometimes. But in fact, dreams are the very foundation of life. They are the cause of everything that happens to us. They are the cause of ourselves. They create ourselves. They create our relationships. They create the situations in our lives. When we don't understand these situations, they become repetitive and imprisoning. And then they repeat until we learn how to deal with them or what we have to learn about them. But when you are past that, you start to reach some deeper levels when the real creativity is present in images of a greater scale, such as archetypes and all that the archetypes do. So what I do is I help people to transform these problematic images into creative stuff that they can translate into new skills, new professional abilities, new careers, new businesses. The unconscious is very creative. And also help them to use techniques in order to move faster in those directions.
That's so neat. And I know you do a lot of work in introducing people to 5-dimensional reality, exactly what you were describing. And I know that a lot of people, that's pretty advanced for them. And so they're very familiar already with 3D orientation, kind of living in the 3D, or starting to move into a 4D perception of life. And so that's a bit of what the class coming up on the 24th is about, called How to Achieve Conscious Wholeness from 3D ego, which we're all familiar with, to 4D self. And so would you share with us a little about the class, its topic, kind of what you have in mind, what's inspired this theme?
Yes, well, this is, like you said, a foundational class, because it brings the concepts that you need to move towards more advanced stages. And regardless of the stage, you always have to work on these basic stages first and continuously. So we will start in a more third-dimensional landscape that is the identity and the skills and abilities and characteristics of personality that we already have. But the fact is that the unconscious mind provides all the rest, so all the other characteristics and skills. So there is a part of ourselves that is called the self. And currently, I have been seeing people calling it the higher self. But the name is less important. The more important is the idea behind it, that there is this deeper intelligence in each one of us that knows all possibilities, that knows all the characteristics and all the skills that are potentially developing in each one of us. And there is an idea that I do not agree with, that we should seek spirituality forever instead of being successful at some point. So as a teacher, I like to believe that I can teach people and that people can learn, because if this was not the case, why doing that to begin with? And what happens is that if you follow the images that the self or the higher self presents you in a very practical way, step by step, trusting that this deeper intelligence inside of you knows what it is doing, you are going to move towards that wholeness that is potentially inside of each one of us. So I would like to eliminate the idea that this is an infinite search or quest that we are going to make forever and never succeed, and turn this into the perception that yes, it is doable now.
It is a reachable place. There's not this eternal road that we're walking that has no endpoint.
And it takes not too big a time. It's something you can do in a time that is certainly smaller than what you would suppose. At first.
At first, certainly. And becoming familiar with self, with archetypes, with even the ego structures that have previously believed in limitations. It's like once we have that awareness, we can transcend that and include it, but we move faster. Our evolution begins to accelerate a bit.
Yes. And also the idea that you can see it for yourself. It doesn't need to be something that someone else is going to show you, or you need to believe in a person, or in me, or in Claire, or whoever, in order to do the work. Instead, you need to learn how to see these images for yourself, in yourself, in your
own life, exactly.
In your own life, and situations you face in your life, and relationships in your life. So it's a very practical thing.
Absolutely. At the Shakti Shiva Academy, one of the concepts we have that Shakti Malan, our founder, promoted through the modality she created called totality therapy is this return to totality, or what you're calling the wholeness, a conscious wholeness. And that really we're already that. We're just in the perceptive field, if you will, of believing that we are limited and we are stuck and small. But truly, there's a lot more that we are, and then a lot more creativity that comes with that when we realize our conscious wholeness, our totality. And life becomes a lot more interesting when we're not stuck in our patterns.
Exactly. I like the word totality very much. In a way, it is easier to understand that than the word wholeness, because it connects with the idea of total, like the ego is a part, and then there is this total being. We could use like a funny metaphor of a pizza divided into 12 parts. So the ego is one slice. Why not learning and eating the other 11 slices?
Exactly. It can be really delicious and fun. And so I'm looking forward to your class because I'm particularly interested in understanding the stepping stones. We're all starting out, at least in our awareness, as it is in this day and time at 3D. We're all pretty aware, those of us drawn to this material anyway, are pretty aware we're an ego, a personality, a set of identities and identifications. And then some of us are waking up to the fact that that's pretty limited. So this 4D self that is this wholeness or this totality, how do we access it more? What's the language that it's speaking to us? All of this is really interesting to me. And so I'm thrilled that you're going to be sharing with us a bit of your expertise in the class, and that we're going to be seeing more of you because you're going to soon be a faculty member at Shakti Shiva Academy and a guest teacher ongoing, and other ways that you're plugging in because your body of work, it's based in Jungian psychology and so many other things that relate to the shadow and to understanding the comprehensive sense of self. So it's awesome for us to get a little taste of who you are and to be seeing more of you soon.
Yes, I'm very, very excited about that.
Yay, me too, me too. So thank you so much, Cavalher, for being with me today and being with us all. And we will see you at the class and beyond. So
yes,
thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.